Well, hello everybody. My name's Louise Savage. Very warm welcome to my channel, Louise Savage Muses. Welcome back if you are a returning visitor, and if you haven't visited before, I hope you cope with my mumbly ramblings. It is September and I have just finished my September reading prompt for Savage Prompts 2023, which can be found on wonderful app Storygraph. So this month's prompt was read a book from a country that you have visited. And I went straight to my bookshelves and had a good old rummage and found a book written and set in Sicily. And Sicily is a country that I have visited many times. I'm very lucky. I absolutely fell in love with it when we went there probably about 12, 13 years ago with our two youngest children, and had the most idyllic trip all along the south coast of Sicily. And since then, I've been back and visited it many times, and I've managed to drag Savage Reads over there as well. In fact, we're hoping to be there at some point in May next year. So it's a country. I know it's Italy, but it feels like a different place. It's Italy with I just can't think of the word. It's Italy with more Italianness. I'm an English teacher, I should be able to speak. Anyway, so I chose Andrea Camilleri's The Shape of Water. Sorry, I've had to have the ring light on this morning because it is really gloomy outside. Because I've seen a few of the Inspector Montalbano episodes on TV and really, really enjoyed them. And I thought, well, you know, I knew we had a couple of these because my husband had devoured them some time ago when he was poorly. And I thought, you know what, I just feel like spending a bit of time in Sicily. I feel like some good crime drama. And I was not remotely disappointed. I enjoyed this book so much that I instantly picked up the next one, which is The Terracotta Dog, and I have already read quite a substantial chunk of this too, because I didn't want to leave Montalbano behind. So The Shape of Water, I mean, it's just great. It's really gritty. It's really, I mean, Sicily, of course, is famous for the mafia. And what Camilleri does is he kind of infiltrates his book with lots and lots of elements that are very mafiosi in their sort of, I don't know, style and tone. So the book starts with the death of a sort of, what's the word? He's an engineer, but he wants to be a politician. So he's trying to kind of gain power in the community. And he's found dead in a car with his trousers down in an outdoor brothel. Now, straight away, I would say that, you know, these are not books for the faint-hearted, because although they are, I found them to be devastatingly funny because of Montalbano's take on the community that he lives in. They are full of sort of grime and the underbelly of society, and you know, his best mate is a pimp at the brothel, one of his old school friends, which kind of comes in handy because it means he can help with the investigation. I suppose that I feel as though there's gentle humour and acceptance around the idea that we are so fallible as human beings, but I don't think in any way that Camilleri is condoning any of this. And in fact, one of the things I loved about the novel is Montalbano's take on Sicily and on his own job, because he has a girlfriend who lives elsewhere, I think it might be Milan, and visits her towards the end of the novel, and his relief at leaving that community is massive. It just feels like he's surrounded by corruption and dodgy dealing, and yet he can't resist going back. There is this draw because it's the world that he knows and the world that he grew up in. if you're looking to read a novel that is full of beautiful Italian scenery and all that kind of thing, forget it. What I love about it is the wheeler dealing and the connections between the characters are awesome, because they're all pen portraits really, but they really kind of come to life. And the machinations and the interconnections. There's a fantastic Swedish woman called Ingrid in here, who's incredibly tall and elegant, and you know, she quite likes to sleep around. She you could argue that these are awful, brutal stereotypes, but there's something very entertaining and very gentle and kind actually about the way that the story is told. So I think I might have said that the story opens with Lou Perello, who is a political climber, and he's found dead in his car with his trousers down at this outdoor bordello. And all these other amazing, there's a necklace found, a very, very expensive, but what's the word? It's bling. It's real bling, but it's valuable, and it's found at the scene, as is a handbag with initials on it. So there are some very sort of strange clues, and Montalbano very quickly realises that all is not as it seems, and that there's some sort of framing here going on around the events of this death. So I warmly commend this book to you, and I warmly commend the reading prompts. I have absolutely loved them this year. It really, I think every time I do this, it makes me realise that it forces me to look at my bookshelves in a different way and get me out of reading ruts. And you know, I'd been reading a lot of historical fiction recently, which was really loving. But I needed something to take me on a romp, and you know, this is escapist fiction, but he is it's social commentary as well. It's really clever. It reminded me very much in tone actually of Alexander McCall Smith's Ma Ramotswe books. You know, Tears of a Giraffe and The Number One Ladies Detective Agency. The kind of tone of it, the matter of factness, the way he just sort of goes about his job in what appears to the reader to be pretty unusual circumstances. That really appealed to me. So I can't recommend it highly enough. I don't know what I'm going to be filming about next week, because Simon and I are meeting up and we're off on a bit of a romp around a bookshop. I'm not going to say any more right now, and putting together some lovely content hopefully for International Bookshop Weekend, which I'm really looking forward to. Anyway, national, not international. Getting delusions of grandeur here. So anyway, happy week to everybody. Just a short one this week because I'm here, there and everywhere. It's one of those weeks where I'm not quite sure if I can even remember my name. Anyway, hope you're off having lots of fun, doing lovely things. If you're not, sending you lots of love and happiness and joy and a big smile to maybe just brighten up your day a little bit. And books, what can be better than books? Nothing. Take care, everyone. Bye.